What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Guys, I got some Tigers news this time. But kind of been a pretty long haul for the Tigers since they kind of had that worst season in baseball last season at 98 losses. And I think they had somewhere not even around 80 wins. I can't really remember what that was, but it's getting to be that baseball time again. So let's go ahead and dig right in and see what the Tigers have done. Before I get into this video too far here, guys, I want to say that Florida Southern and the Detroit Tigers have been playing at least since the 80s. Now, this is the very first game between the two teams for the year. I believe they've been doing this for quite some time. I don't know quite all the specifics about it. I'm sure somebody could probably know. I think it's at least been since the 80s that the teams have met and have been doing this exhibition game for. And Florida Southern has only won one time, and throughout, oh goodness, at least probably 30 years they've been doing this. But Florida Southern is a Division II team, and the Detroit Tigers are a professional baseball team. But the kids that are kind of at the Detroit Tigers and the kids that are at Florida Southern, there's not a big age difference. So I think that this is especially with some of the younger kids that they're trying to see how they do in a professional baseball setting, on for both teams, whether it's Florida Southern or whether it's the Tigers. So I just kind of wanted to get that out there to let you guys know that this is an exhibition game. This isn't a game that counts or anything like that. They're still in spring training right now. This is the very first game. And by reading the article here, there was some good points and there were some bad points. So let's dig right in, guys. And if you're a big Tigers fan as me, I'm a bigger Tigers fan than I am a Lions or a Michigan and Michigan State football fan. You guys know that the Tigers won 6-1 against the Florida Moccasins, against Florida Southern Moccasins, excuse me. There was some good, like I said, there were some good things and some bad things that happened. They kind of focused on Alex Wilson here in this article, and then there was some little bit of tidbits here. He pitched 25 pitches. He had 19 strikes. He had only allowed one base runner, and all throughout this, while he was out there, he only had the team under his, I don't know, not necessarily his command or anything like that, but that's lack of a better word. He only allowed one error. And that was on second base, actually on double to go. He played second base, I guess, for some point in time. I did not watch the game, and I did not hear it on the radio here either to kind of get kind of a gist of what the announcers thought. But I'm just going to go through this article here. It was off of, I believe I got it off of the Detroit News, and I didn't jot the person's name down who gets credit for this article. I apologize for that. So yeah, the Tigers won 6-1. Like I said, there were some good things and there were some bad things. Alex Wilson, according to this article, didn't do too bad of a job for only 25 pitches that he pitched. Usually around this time of year, pitchers aren't going to get into the 50, 60, 70, 80 plus inning or pitch innings like this. They're kind of going to start them off slow and then work them up as they go throughout the season. It's pretty typical, and if you guys are baseball, I've watched baseball quite a bit. You guys know this, but anyone who's coming across this video may not know that. And I'll go ahead and I'll read the first little paragraph here. He says, the Moccasins made their bid to end their 12-game losing streak in the annual Pre-Grapefruit League tune-up. Now, like I said, this is a tune-up game. It's an exhibition game. The Tigers play in the Grapefruit League. They scored an unearned run off of Buck Farmer in the fourth. He had a walk and 2 errors going into it up until the 7th inning when the Tigers scored 3 times. All right, and this is kind of the highlights of the game today, or actually on Thursday, excuse me. There was 2 wind-aided fly balls and an RBI double by Rule 5 draftee Victor Reyes, and then a 2-run triple by the prospect Harold Castro. So those are some 2 good things to hear from some young guys. Veteran, and I'm hacking up names, guys, like I always do in these videos. Alex Armatista, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I could very well be wrong. He was competing for the utility spot. He had 2 hits and a 2-run double in the 8th. But the big thing was Ron Gardenhire, and I know they're always going to focus on the manager, but Ron, he's been doing this for quite a while, so he's pretty much have probably seen and heard it all. Under his management, they had 4 errors and 4 walks, and they had several mental mistakes, which he goes on throughout the article and he addresses. Not every single one, but he addresses them all as a whole. Some of the other low-life stuff that happened, kind of low-lights I would put it as. James McCann, he made 2 errant throws to second. I guess there were base stealers. And they go on to say one probably should have been stopped by shortstop Sariago Alcantara. I'm probably hacking that ain't up too. Cody Eves, he misplayed a ground ball, and that led to the Moccasins' only run of the game. That was probably very early. And Jim Adducey, he played first base because of he had to replace Dominic Felicio's pinky finger. I guess it got dislocated at some point, and it popped back in, but the Tigers wanted to take him out for precautionary, probably have him looked over by the doctor to give the okay or to whether to say probably should keep him out a couple of days or whatever that is. But that was a precautionary measurement for Dominic. So Jim Adducey actually played some first base. It didn't say he made any errors or anything, just kind of a different position because usually Jim Adducey plays the outfield. I kind of like Jim Adducey. I think he's like a middle-of-the-road kind of MLB player. I don't think he's bad, but I don't necessarily think he's elite. I think he's a good player for the Tigers, and I think they should keep him. But that's just my own personal opinion. And then it goes on to say for Ron Gardenhire, he said this was a perfect time actually to do this because it does, like I said in the last video, there's a bunch of teaching moments here, and it's kind of glad that they kind of played an ugly game so they can actually go back, look at the tape, work on some stuff for some of the younger guys or even some of the veterans even to say, look, in this situation you probably should have done this or you should have done that. Ron Gardenhire will address those things. I'm almost 100% confident he will address those issues. But he goes on to say Bubba Lude balls. We walked 4 guys, and we didn't break for the ball when we should. This was the first game, and whatever excuse you want to use for that, but this helps us more than if we just dominated the whole game. Now we can go out there and talk about this stuff. So that's the kind of the teaching element that I was hoping for Ron Gardenhire and his coaching staff as well. I'm sure they'll get that corrected, and if they don't get it corrected, they'll keep going back to it and back to it and back to it. But those are some of the highlights and some of the lowlights. But the Tigers did end up winning 6-1. I hope to get some see some of the Tigers games on on Fox Sports Detroit. Excuse me, I was going to say FS1, but I don't think they'll probably do like the Yankees and the Red Sox. Some of the bigger city games like those, like the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And maybe some of the other ones that are out there, maybe even San Francisco Giants games, all that. So they're not going to really focus on the Tigers and all that. Maybe the Cubs, perhaps, and the Chicago White Sox. But, yeah, I'm hoping to watch some games on Fox Sports Detroit to try to get my take on them. I don't really like doing it over this kind of an article on MLive or an article on Detroit News or Detroit Free Press or anything like that because I don't get a real good sense of kind of what I feel and what my thoughts are. But guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Do you guys think the Tigers are going to do well? You guys think they're going to do poor? Like I said, if the Tigers hit 500, that's a damn good season because there's going to be a lot of young guys on here, and the Tigers might not even hit 500. Hell, they might not even win 90 they might not even lose 90 or 100 games. They may lose more than 100 games. So, yeah, I'm just kind of excited to see how the Tigers are going to do, and we'll just go from there. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces, guys. Take care.